Well, hello, Ken.
Hi, Conchita.
Long time.
Long time indeed. Nimepotea mpaka kizungu
Mazina
imeongezeka.
kwambia umekawia. It's been over a year since we did this, and I remember the last time we sat together was virtually. We did not have this one-on-one, reason being
COVID-19.
COVID-19. Right. I am still a single parent.
Oh.
Much more in a much better position, I'll say. My emotional shock absorbers have really grown stronger. I'll say compared to where I was before, there's been a lot of maturity and growth at the same time. There's some things that used to bother me nowadays, they just don't bother me anymore. And I'm like, I'm so proud, man.
Hey, Conchita,
I
you're
know,
grown.
people think I'm petty, but I'm like, yes, I
Mashida ya dunia imekufundisha.
am. Nakwambia, hii dunia imenichapa character development.
Really good to come back, Conchita.
Yes.
Nice to see you.
You too.
A lot has happened along the way. We've come out of the pandemic, but
Sure.
we still have some bits and pieces of COVID running around. So
Sure, yes.
everybody needs to be careful still. But at the same time, I'm happy to be back in a
Me
new
too.
setup, new
Yes.
environment,
Yes, we
physically
are upgrading,
meeting.
guys.
Yeah.
A quick recap of what has really happened. Oh, we had our elections. We have a new president now.
Yeah.
Oh, that chef wasn't convincing, but yes, we do have. We have a new president.
We are still coming out of the new normal of politics. The new normal of politics, where new government, new administration, different
Sure.
kind of people, totally new people in administration, as opposed to previously where we had traditional people. You would know. You could even preempt who would be the next CES or something. It brings out a very interesting future ahead, especially for single parent.
To be quite
across board.
honest, yes, I'm really looking forward to see if there's any sort of program or that this new government will maybe introduce for single parenthood, because there's so many things that we are going to talk about, especially in this season.
We can only pray.
We can only pray that at least some things may be implemented or change might happen, which is one of my biggest, things I'm looking forward to. Like, for example, employment or in terms of
Yeah.
salaries. Because, those are some of the topics
Yeah.
that we're looking forward into, talking about.
Yeah.
But just to remind people, some of the things that we had previously spoken about. We had dinner. Oh, she was fine.
Yeah, my friend Dina.
Dina, yes.
Lovely guests that we had. We had Dina on set.
We had Noni.
Noni who
We
came
had,
on board. We
Timmy
had
from the UK.
Timmy actually has a new song.
Oh,
Congratulations, Timmy.
nice. We're
This
gonna
is
listen
really,
to
really
it.
cool. Really cool stuff.
Then we
he's
had
doing in the UK.
Martins, who was the psychologist who taught us a lot. Like, for example, still my favorite topic, whereby guys were always sucking their thumbs, stingy when they grow up.
It reminded me of a story, but I will not go into it.
I remember that story. I literally remember that story. So apart from that, some of the topics that we did cover was more of let's say, for example, co-parenting.
Yeah.
Co-parenting was one of the biggest topic, which apparently are still today is still something that people have to grow. I still haven't mastered it. I can't lie.
I'm there. I can tell you. The good thing is I've been through different ends of
Yeah.
this journey. I've been in a relationship, married in a way, been single, and now I'm also co-parenting in a way and virtually parenting. So
Wow, virtual parenting. That's interesting.
Exactly. So there's a lot has really changed along the way. So parenting still, you still have couples, for example, who are not living together, but possibly one party is raising a child and another party is raising the other child. Different circumstances that come along the way.
That's something I've always been
Yeah.
curious about, dividing
Exactly.
siblings.
So basically, it's basically a single parenting in a marriage, for example.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
Never thought about that.
Yeah.
Like single parenting
Yeah.
in a marriage.
correct.
Damn. Okay, we need a guest for that. So if you're in such kind of situation, please let us know. We would love you to be our guest. So there's to have,
Yeah.
like information on how it works, the do's, the don'ts, just to make sure like at least something goes on smoothly. So please, again, if you're in such a situation whereby you are married, but what did you call it? Single parenting while married.
Not married, but single. No, 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 no.
No, okay. Single parenting, but married.
Married and single parenting.
Oh, married and single parenting.
Yeah.
Okay, is that the one like whereby like the guy just disappears then comes back in the evening?
No, 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 not really.
Okay.
It's more of circumstances of life. For example,
Okay.
you have an older child, maybe in a different locality in Kenya, and your
Okay.
spouse is on another side of Kenya.
Oh my God, I
So
have
a child is
experienced that.
yeah. So maybe the other child is getting education from another part of Kenya, and the
Yeah.
other parent is also on the other side. So,
Oh wow.
or even in
There's so many
cases,
factors, even
Yeah.
like working abroad, and then the parent is left like, to raise the kid by themselves. That's something as well.
yeah, like one of my good mechanics
Jalu.
from Western Kenya thrives, or rather, always make sure that he goes home quite frequently.
Yeah, that's
And
nice.
he has some kids in the village, and he has a son that stays with him. So he's raising this child by himself on this other end, and his wife is raising the other. So in between, they're still parenting together, but in separate ways. And that's possibly what I would call,
I feel
married
like
and single parenting.
when it comes to single parenting, a lot of people just assume that it's just about people separating or baby mama, baby daddy. It's not about that. Like, there's so many factors that lead to someone being a single parent. We do have grandparents who are single parents. Like, they're raising kids, for their sons or daughters who maybe are deceased, who maybe work abroad, who maybe work out of town. There's so many factors to that. That those who are single parents due to, let's say, like early pregnancies, so you find that they're left into, like, I know one guy whereby I don't want to say accidentally, but
He accidentally
he accidentally
became a parent.
became a parent.
How does that happen? How do you accidentally become a
He
parent?
was accidentally experimenting as a teenager.
Let's just say his experiment worked
He's oh my
successfully.
God. Yes, his experiment worked. So all I know is that he became a parent as a teenager. So he, the girls, like in the village. So the girls' parents were like, listen, no, she needs to complete her education. So they were given the kid to raise, and they still raised that kid. So now it's when the lady's like, you know what, now I want my kid back, and they're like, yo, anyway. We'll have him as a guest, hopefully.
Yeah, he should come
So,
on set and tell us all,
like, how it is.
and how it is
Exactly.
on the other side of the world. Because I want to believe a lot of people find themselves in such situations,
True.
whereby you have, a young lady gets pregnant quite early.
Yeah.
And these days, I'm a father of a girl, and she's 9 years old. I'm already getting scared. Another
But
time.
Yes, another time.
Yeah, but people find themselves in such situations, and to give also the girl child the opportunity to go to school,
Sure, yeah.
and also to ensure that contribute positively to the society and the family and all that. But along the way, the child tends to suffer because of the missing link of the mother, like in this particular case, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it would be very interesting to
Exactly.
have that
Just
conversation.
conversation with such kind of person, just to explain how it was for him to have to change from being a teenage boy to now acting like a father.
Correct.
Because like you have to start maybe providing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you're in school, but when you come back home, you have to know like their responsibilities. So you have to help your parents in raising a kid.
Yeah.
So this is something that I really am looking forward to talking and learning more about.
Yeah.
Then apart from that, another incident or another way that we talked about a single parenthood is whereby one is a widower. So there's so many factors that contribute to single parenthood. The only thing that
some also become single parents through guardianship. For
exactly guardianship as
some
well.
are also single parents through adoption process.
True. Oh,
So there are
that's so
many,
nice.
many, many forms of single parenting.
Parenthood, yes. Then the other thing, it's more of like when we look at it, we're not only looking at it from a female perspective, but you're also looking at it from the male perspective, because there are also so many single fathers
Oh yeah, thank you, Conchita, for
You are most welcome.
recognizing us.
And I feel like for the single fathers that I know, they're really doing an amazing job. And yeah, so these are some of the things that we had previously mentioned during season 1.
Yeah.
This is season 2, and we are super excited. John King, I don't know what you're feeling about it.
I'm feeling great. We're going to have fun. We're going to engage. We're going to go into our normal, shenanigans and talk about serious issues. I look forward to engagement around, legal issues,
Sure.
social issues,
Sure.
religious perspective, and how we raise our
Sure.
children.
Oh my God, I have an
because
issue with that
single
as well.
parenthood is not about being single. It's about
Exactly.
raising children. Is more or less
It's not about your emotions
Yeah.
as an individual. Yes, we do care about that, but it's more of like, how do we work together as a society, or like how do we build each other into being better parents and bringing up kids who are at least like they have a future, whereby they don't have daddy or mommy issues or a lot of issues growing up.
Yeah, you basically want to raise a human being that is acceptable by the society.
Exactly.
In all fairness, so it brings the whole 360 of parenting. It brings the emotional aspect of parenting, what people go through as single parents, and in all forms, even in setups that I was talking about, married and single parenting.
Looking
People
forward
get
to that.
stressed out
Yeah.
because managing a child when you're alone, but your partner is on the other side, it's really complicated.
Sure.
Then I'm looking forward to talking about, engaging with the security sector, for example, gender-based issues, and where people should seek help whenever there are certain issues.
Yes.
I'm looking forward engaging in matters around health aspect,
Yeah.
our mental health. How do we get also children into a better mental health status
sure.
and things like that. So there's a lot to talk about, but I also
Yes.
I can't forget also our house managers and their chronicles, and because a lot happens. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. I'm still
and Conchita,
Still
you know,
healing.
considering now it's gonna be December, I wonder how
Bruv.
many are gonna be those toxic
Bruv,
toxic employers in January.
Let
So
me
maybe we should
tell
need to
you.
start preparing.
let me tell you, the thing is more of like I am still recovering from my amazing Faith. If you're watching this, I miss you. So
The choir pastor
the choir
snatcher.
master till today still pains me. But you know what? It is what
Was
it
he a
is.
choir pastor or a
Choir
choir master?
master. Like
You ne-
that
You never
word.
used to stand in for the pastor from time to time?
But I could see him like preaching sometimes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Alikuwa ile kitabu cha mawimbo ama ni nini? A book of songs, something like that. So there's so many
Endanga
things.
Church.
I'm
from
such as
time
a
to time.
chini. Talk shout. Tuko live. No, which something again, that is one of the things I've been trying to figure out as well. I started asking myself in terms of like my relationship with God, because it's one of the things as a parent, like I realize I'm not really good at it. So hopefully on our way, we'll meet someone who will be able to guide me at the same time, me and other parents,
Yeah.
we see like where we fit in. So
Exactly.
it's never attacking makasiriko hii dunia. But let me ask you, which one is one of your favorite topics that we had spoken about like on a previous season?
Jeez, quite a lot. Co-parenting, actually. That one from Dina was amazing. And also having Noni Mwangi on set was
Oh,
really
Noni was a
cool.
darling. Noni is live.
Yeah.
I can't wait to have her again, actually. Yeah.
But to me, those two brought out quite a lot of issues because there's a lot of challenges that parents go through. For
Sure.
example, you find a situation where you've separated
Yeah.
in scenarios that are not really quite amicable.
Sure.
So kids suffer along the way. But how
Sure.
do you try to bring it together?
Yeah.
Today, during this break, I've been having a lot of conversation with different people.
Yeah.
And people are embracing co-parenting, which is interesting. Some, I talked to two of our previous listeners, was
Yeah.
one of our key followers, and they were like, we kind of tried to work out our co-parenting approach without really bringing out the emotional makasiriko.
I
that
tried
we
at
did.
King. I
But-
tried.
But you know, before we went
Yeah.
off,
Yeah.
you were in the process of trying to figure out. Did you get it through the dictionary already?
Oh my God.
What
I
co-parent
think
is
I'm
all
still
about,
at the CO. I haven't reached the parenting part. I did try something new as well. To be quite honest, this is an approach I realized I really needed to look into. I came to realize like whatever arrangement we usually have, it's not really co-parenting for me. Because I feel like it's more of like a visitation right. And I'm like, okay, you're not in prison. It doesn't make sense to me why someone is just to see the kid
Yeah.
over the weekend. True.
But we miss children. What do you mean?
That's what I'm telling you. Like for me, I don't understand why you have to have the kid throughout and then someone just gets to have a day. Understand? I feel like it's like a visitation, right? I don't think that is co-parenting. So the approach I approached my daughter's father was like, I told him we need to share equal time. So I am in the point whereby at least my daughter is old enough. She can be able to speak. She can be able to take care of herself. So I opted for the idea of we share equal time. So one term, whereby you get to experience things as a parent, you know. I'm tayarisha asubuhi, you know, attend these things, we're trying something like that.
Deal na homa.
Deal na homa,
Allergies.
peleka mtoto hosi,
Yeah.
midnight, you know, like experience. Like I've been dealing with this thing for years. So for me, I opted for that option of like, let's try equal time. Like we can do one term, whereby you get to experience, also have, you know, like this kid like growing up thinking like this is how it is, and also from the other side, so that it doesn't seem like one parent kazi yake tu ni weekend kupatia mtoto raha, you know, like it's like buying, like helping in the growing part. So I don't know, I might get judged from this, guys, so I don't know what you're thinking about. So
Sisi tutakuja kutembelea watoto, tuende tuwapeleke kule chips and chicken and soda and for them to sing our, you know,
and that's
sing
what
our.
I'm saying. I don't.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like a visitation right. It should be.
But it is a
equal.
visitation, right?
It shouldn't be though.
What do you mean it?
It should be okay for you to be able to see, you know, the child anytime that you feel like, when if you want to.
Ideally, it should be that way.
Yeah.
It's just that the law also dictates, understands that, you know.
I wanna know that.
Sometimes within the week, people get busy. So one party might be too busy.
The other one. So also the other thing is the other parent also needs a break.
Yeah,
yeah.
But that's why, you know, the weekend is good enough for you.
Okay, this and more other topic is something that we are looking forward to talking about. If this is the first time listening to us, welcome. Let's talk about how single parenthood life is affecting you and share your experiences. Also, don't forget to rate us and review on Apple Podcasts, comment on YouTube, and share on that Spotify link. Find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, or anywhere you get your podcast. Our socials are Single Parenthood all across the board. Ciao! See you on the next episode.